We are live.
All right.
Hey, we're live. A little technical difficulties here, but that's kind of the tail of the tape all day. Just a bunch of technical difficulties when it comes to this Bills offense. We kind of got a quick hitting take a little bit until someone comments. I can't remove that comment on there that the Dolphins showed out, and maybe that should stay there because that is kind of what happened. Coach Fuller, talk to me,
What up,
Wes.
bro?
What happened? What happened today, bud? What happened in your eyes? Your prisms. You're kind of a Dolphins stalwart. You don't want to give up on this team, and it's hard to give up on the team in SoFlo when they play like this. Talk to me, Westside.
Well, Dolphin fans have pretty much given up on the season. That's a fact. To me, what it looks like is the Chiefs' hangover is real. You guys really didn't show up. There was no energy, even from the quarterback. You guys, there was no energy from Allen. Cook didn't get anything. The Dolphins' defense showed up today. Tua didn't play great, but he played okay. He did what he was supposed to do. Achan, Achan's the man, like always. Now, I heard there was a rumor that you guys put the best bid in for Waddle. The Dolphins aren't trading fucking Waddle to the fucking Bills. Are you fucking kidding me?
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's not sour grapes. It's kind of like to go back to being in 7th grade at Iroquois Middle School. No fucking shit. No duh. Like and it's one of the I believe.
I mean, the Dolphins won, but did the Bills show up? No.
Not at all.
Coach Fuller, what was your biggest indication that you guys were putting out more je ne sais quoi, more tits to grits, and more oomph, play to play, even leading with an opening interception? Because I cannot agree with you more. Bills just like flat as the thin crust that we all eat the game.
I love the Dolphins. And I always watch. I'm a big line guy. I always watch the lines, and the Bills are always dominant on the offensive line, and they're dominant on the defensive line. And today, those guys looked like they needed ice baths.
You're not wrong. First comment up here from Pat. The Bills defense played well down. When you look at who they're without, I expect Gabe Davis to be playing next week. That's an interesting take about Gabe Davis. We'll get into it right now. Just from my knowledge, he is still working back, but just with Sean McDermott's comments about him, he hasn't played football in a while, and I don't know if you're looking forward to Gabe Davis coming back, which there's nothing wrong with that. You might be a little bit nostalgic. You might be hoping for big game Gabe, where he gets 4 touchdowns. I don't think Gabe Davis at all transforms the result today. It was a collective mess. Mossy, what do you think here with me calling it a collective mess?
Oh, the whole thing was a mess. Players going hurt way too easy. Landon Jackson comes back in for one play, gets hurt. The offense, no one was open. Not a soul was open. The only one you could find was Kincaid, but he got hurt too. Offensive line looked like a mess. Like Coach Fuller said, they needed a nice bath probably as well.
Coach Fuller, I do have to ask you about something. We did see a little bit of that Miami rain today. Have you seen at all kind of a sloppier game when it came to footwork today? A lot of slipping, a lot of sliding. You watch all the games through a very unique, nuanced prism of footwork matters, breaking off routes matter. If we call you something high on the route tree, we want to see succinct steps. So when Josh gets to that read, he can see you. I saw a lot of slipping out of the Buffalo Bills. I did not see a ton out of the home team, the Miami Dolphins, who ended up victorious. Your thoughts on that moment, man?
I'll tell you this, okay? We're all up north. I'm from Erie, Pennsylvania. You guys are from Buffalo. When you go down to Miami and it starts to rain, it is not regular rain. You have 2 inches of circular balls of water that drop on you. It is not normal rain. It changes everything. If you go outside in Buffalo and it's raining, you get wet if you go from your car to a building. And I'm talking about a 30-second run or 10-second run to a building. In Miami, the moment it rains, you are soaking wet.
Coach, let me ask you this. On paper, of the 52 we put out there, who do you think wins the paper battle in terms of roster wise before there even was a snap played?
You guys should have won the game by.
No, but I'm talking, I'm talking about the paper battle. I'm talking about like do you feel like your team? I'm getting mad. Your team on paper. That's the tail of the fucking tape with the Dolphins. Your team on paper should smoke everybody. Do you feel like you got everything out of your team on paper of who you're supposed to be today, or do you feel like this loss is one you got due to the Bills' ineptitude?
I think it was
tough question.
I think it was the Dolphins playing together for the first time all year, but I also feel like it was a little bit of the Bills doing a little billing against a team they shouldn't lose against. They should have beat Miami today. They should have beaten Miami today. They had a little bit of a Chiefs hangover. They looked a little up like they put everything into last week. Yeah, that's how I feel.
I hate you.
I know you guys.
You can't even give me grace. Am I talking too loud?
No, you're good.
You can't even give me grace that I don't believe there's such thing as a team losing it, but like, wasn't this an anomaly today in terms of the Bills' effort? Like, when did you believe that the Dolphins were going to Dolphin and that we really had a bad day and you guys came out more cohesive, more committed to a game plan that you guys didn't deviate from quarter to quarter?
Well, if you look at the second drive of the game, we sacked Allen when he was running to the right, and he got up off the field, and his head went immediately down to the ground, and he looked like he was already exhausted. And I'm talking about the second drive of the game. They already looked exhausted, like they had already used up everything last week.
And that brings up one of our first comments here. The Bills looked lethargic. Yo, you're the young Mossy. Yo, the young person who's seen nothing but success. Just so you know, this rivalry could be back if there's a couple more results like this. And also, Highmark might be done in terms of you seeing a home playoff game this year. We might be sending Highmark Stadium off with red helmets, but it's going to be the last week of the season because the way the Patriots are playing and the way we're getting picked off by some of these inferior, quote, inferior teams. I say quote inferior teams because it feels disingenuous to say the Dolphins were inferior today. Because they played with superior effort, superior, concise execution of game plan. This is what the Dolphins rivalry, Bills rivalry used to be. Whatever you think about, like, Fuller talks about like the KC hangover. You got to win your division, right? And then it's to the other AFC things, right? If we can't take care of business, we got no business to be had on our home turf. Mossy, to you, man. What did you see today, bud?
We didn't look ourselves. I think the KC hangover is definitely real. I think we did put a lot of energy into this week, or into last week for sure. We didn't look ourselves at all today.
This is going to be a punchy comment directed right at our guest, Coach Fuller. You can find him at Coach Jim Fuller on Twitter. He is the Don Shula of keeping the fan base in check. I don't know if you can read that comment. Coach Fuller, did this help McDaniels for this next offseason? Is he going to get fired?
No, McDaniels is going to be he'll be around next year. He's not going anywhere. He's going to be here. Miami has to stop playing the coach carousel. They just got to keep somebody in place, and eventually that guy needs to be able to figure it out. They can't keep going back into the pond and throwing their poll in and picking a new coach every 3 or 4 years. They got.
I can't agree more. I can't agree more. I agree completely because when you fire a coach, you have to replace the coach, right? And for anybody to say this guy is dumb or this guy, I say this all the time about the way he behaves when he's media facing. Okay, Bill Belichick was a prick. Bill Belichick was a curmudgeon. He was a guy who he'd be like, I don't know. We'll go to media about that, stuff like that. He protected his players that way by being a curmudgeon and being there. I think Coach Fuller, kind of this character that McDaniels plays, a guy who's in Mensa, a guy who's a graduate summa cum laude of Yale, a guy who's been in the NFL forever coming out of the Midwest. Anybody that I know who was in his circle play with him at Yale says he's one of the most brilliant forward-thinking minds ever. He comes from the Washington Redskin team that was Kyle Shanahan, which was McVay, which was all them. He has this like pedigree. Get off his fucking back, man. I think the character he plays of being silly and like, the Escobar of the NFL, like that defends his players too, because he knows you guys should be better based on what the paper says. Is there any value in that? Firing Greer was a big step of where your loyalty, I think, stands.
Oh, there's a ton of value in that. Greer's been around for the last 25 years. The last time the Dolphins won a playoff game was 25 years ago. This guy's been the head of the scouting department. Ended up being the GM. He was the he was the GM in 2016. He had two playoff years, and he's picked 3 coaches. He's picked all of the players since that point. The last couple of years, he's depleted the roster. The roster has become depleted of anything good. Like he's traded Van Ginkel. He's got rid of Calais Campbell last year. He could have gave Calais Campbell a minimum contract. He would have came back, and he didn't even offer the guy. I mean, like, he's been in control of everything. 70% of his picks have ended in nothing, or a guy who has been traded or given away. I mean, McDaniel was a good coach. You've seen that in 2022 or 2020 or 2020, 22 and 23. You've seen that. And then last year, he still posted a 9-7 season, but the roster is depleted of talent. You can't get Daniel.
Fucking hate this guy.
And how about this?
So shut up! You're so right.
How about this?
It's annoying.
How about this? Tua, he had 2 touchdowns today, and he had 2 interceptions. When you look at all Tua's he leads the league right now in interceptions. But when you look at Tua's interceptions, it's always him getting ready to get hit.
Throw it off his back foot.
Back foot. He's always in a backdrop, throwing to somebody deep.
So it's almost like he's got too much protection, and then the protection breaks down just because you can't block forever, and then he just throws. He just like
arm punts it down the field. He just chucks it down the field.
I mean, you saw. To be clear, like the 2 interceptions he had today, it wasn't a first read. It wasn't like a break-off route. They were arm punts, and they were arm punts.
Punts, right? And if you look at Tua, a lot of the things that, like the interceptions, let's talk about the interceptions for a second.
I'm here with it.
He's always off his back foot. He's always getting ready to get hit. He doesn't have any guards that are going to protect him. We got Larry Borum playing right tackle. He was statistically the worst tackle in the league when he played for the Bears for 3 years. This dude couldn't block anybody. I'm telling you, he's terrible. If Tua has a competent team around him, it's good. If nobody's in front of him, I'll say this.
I wish he was wrong about one point. I wish Mossy, I wish he was wrong about one fucking point.
It won't happen. He knows his stuff, and he's not wrong.
I don't. Is this point good? Because I need answers right now from you and no one only. If this is like a 5 out of 10 point, I don't care, Fuller. I'm pissed. If this is an 8 out of 10 point, you have the floor.
You know, I would like to talk about the Bills a little bit.
This is what I want to ask. Do you think this comment from Jai Fool, 2 great comments in a row, do you think the single game for the Bills could steer them off the path they were on?
No, I don't think so.
What's the path?
I think the Bills are not going to – I do not think the Bills are going to win the division this year. I think they're going to be a wild card team. I still think they're going to be an AFC championship game. I still think they're not a Super Bowl team.
I love how pragmatic your thought is right now because I believe you.
And I believe that the Bills and Josh Allen, I think they need to get rid of the coach.
Thank you. Thank you.
I think
Thank you.
Okay. Before I lose my mind, Mossy, you retort because you guys are in cahoots with this, and I just want to punch both of you through the screen.
McDermott is the anchor.
He's got to go.
He's got to go.
He's got to go.
I watched the team, and I watched the decision-making. So I watch the Dolphins every week. And then if the Bills are on after, I watch the Bills. And then when I watch them during the games, I always say to myself, what the hell is this guy doing?
Thank you. He doesn't know what he's doing. You're right. He doesn't use his timeouts properly. He's the worst clock management in the league.
It's not Josh Allen. It's not Bean.
No.
It's not the roster construction. Some of the things he does when he's calling defense, it's just lose. And I know a lot of Bills fans are like, he's not calling the defense. He's calling the defense.
Yeah.
Categorically, yes.
He better be.
How much responsibility can we put on the head coach? If the offense goes poorly and we have poor clock management, it's on the head coach. If the defense plays terrible schematically, it's on the head coach. If we end up playing out of position and we don't use our timeouts, it's on the head coach. If we truly have a player management of getting people on the field, it's not a beat, it's on the head coach. Why is so much undue blame put on McDermott? If it is, can someone please define why our head coach has this analogous fucking responsibility for every single result? We cannot compartmentalize missed tackles in space. Daquan Jones. Category. One of the biggest run ripoffs today was because we thought Bosa had him down in the backfield. And he goes and rips off a 25-yard run. Is that on McDermott too? Is player effort on there? Because I was watching this game today, and I've never seen that motherfucker more mad in his entire life. Do you think he's more mad because he's going to get pinned to blame for all this? Probably not, because he's a selfless dude. But, it's almost like he assembled the staff. He doesn't want to exert too much fucking leash anymore. At what point, to get this right, are we going to start talking about McDermott gets fired? Or he has to take on offensive play calling responsibilities too. He made the hard call to take kind of decrement Bobby Babish of his responsibilities, and the defense played well today. Yet it's get rid of the coach. Once again, the same thing. If you get rid of the coach with Mike McDaniel, you got to replace him. Who are we going to replace him with?
So
the guys won the division for the last 7 years. How are we at this place? Are we spoiled? Like, Mossy, you've never seen when the Bills games used to get blacked out, when Russ Salvatore had to come in and buy the last 8,000 tickets. We're not there anymore, but categorically the most successful stalwart in this community who wants to be here for fucking ever, we want to fucking help him pack the U-Haul to get out. I'll leave it to you guys.
I think we need an offensive-minded coach in this league if you really want to win. He's too scared to go for it on some of these fourth downs, and you could see it. The play calling, I know he's got to be telling Joe Brady to be switching some of this stuff up. I think you need an offensive-minded coach if you really want to win in this league.
Hey, man, that's similar to what I'm saying. He's a defensive kind of minded coach.
Mm-hmm.
He has this offensive superstar.
Yep.
And
he's being wasted.
The last couple of years with with Brady as your offensive coordinator, he's kind of handicapped the guy.
Yeah.
What happens if you get similar to a Mike McDaniel or somebody that comes in and just unlocks the guy and just lets him loose and
That's what we had with Brian Dable. I feel like we had that.
He's the head coach of the New York Jets or New York Giants. Like we had Ken Dorsey, the all-time. Speaking of Miami, the all-time winningest like college quarterback ever. He was the OC, and then we had the stalwart Dable OC, who's now a head coach, and now we have Joe Brady. I know when the Titans let go of their head coach, all you heard was Joe Brady's going to be the next head coach, but it's McDermott's fault. We have all these offensive, brilliant minds that we're grooming all for the young head coaching positions. But when they don't perform or they trip up because they're young, brilliant offensive minds who've never been head coaches, it's the head coach's fault. And the head coach is one who recruited them and groomed him for that position. I just don't get the take that it's always McDermott's fault.
Well, how about this? What happened to the Colts with Manning when they got rid of their head coach?
I mean, I'm a huge the head coach they got rid of the Colts was Frank Reich, who had a ton of success in Carolina.
Correct.
In the world of fantasy sports, it's stuff like that. It's almost like we're becoming the European Football League, where
the NFL is not for long.
Well said. How long did you last?
Let's talk the truth.
I want you to talk your shit because most people don't know. How long did you last in the NFL?
Yeah, I never lasted in the NFL.
No, seriously, no. How many days? Because mine was like 3.
So I was on the Ravens practice squad for like
Tampa Bay too, right?
2.5 days. Yeah.
Were we on Tampa Bay too?
Yeah, for a day and a half. Yes. Yep.
How was that experience?
Oh, it's awesome when you're there, but
it's overwhelming.
Oh yeah. Fucking Chris Redmond. Listen to me, bro. I was a quarterback. Chris Redmond's throwing darts, and I'm fucking throwing the ball around like fucking.
Was Kubiak screaming at you?
Yeah. It wasn't good. But
so you want to go in and replace that because when you get there, you already feel unequipped. We've been moving and shaking pretty fucking furiously with like kind of a rotating cast of people that get poached for head coaching positions and all they want to work with McDermott. If I could ask both of you, give me something that Mike McDaniel has categorically been responsible for, and we're not calling this game saved his job, and make a parallel of something that Sean McDermott has done similar as we're calling for his head.
Damn, that's
so what are we doing here?
That's tough. Yeah, great. Yeah. No, well McDermott, yeah, I don't know.
Coach Fuller, I've got a question here for John Fool. Once again, thank you for this. Coach Fuller, how many plays are the Dolphins away from having a winning record?
5. 5 plays from being 7-2. 5 plays. That's how.
Let me look at the camera directly to all the fans who are going to overreact to this.
Mm-hmm.
It is hard to win in the NFL.
Yes,
it is very hard. You know what? Especially a team that you see twice a year, and when you the multiplicative effect, when we've seen basically the same constructs for 4 or 5 seasons, that's 10 games. Please don't overreact. You have one of the most sensible people. Yeah, go ahead, Fuller.
Listen, bro. You guys are good. You guys just played the Chiefs. You put every fucking thing you had into that. Then you're coming and playing a division rival who has not won a game against you guys in what? 5 years? We've been working towards this. We've been trying our ass off. We've been pretty damn close. We put everything into that game. You guys just came off of, you guys missing both corners. You're missing a linebacker. If you guys were full strength, you'd probably beat us by 20. It's a division rival. It's probably not that big of a deal. My prediction is You'll probably win the division. The Patriots are probably going to sink a little bit at some point. They're not as good.
I
Who do
don't.
they lose to? Who do they lose to?
I have to look at the rest of their schedule, but their schedule is pretty
You know them again, don't you?
What did you say?
You have the Patriots again, correct?
Yeah, we're going to beat them.
Yeah, if you could do me a favor, go ahead and do that.
No, we're going to.
Like, if you care about me as a man, maybe go do that.
So if I looked around the league right now, and I was going to predict two teams to be in the AFC Championship game, I would say that the Ravens, they don't look very good right now. But my prediction is I see the Ravens versus the Bills in the AFC Championship game. Even after that loss. That's what I predict.
I mean,
how about this, guys? I still think this is Buffalo's year.
Well, I think it's going to be majorly implicated on will we recover in the short term, or is this going to be symptomatic of a deeper issue? Are we going to recover?
I just think it took a lot for you guys to beat the Chiefs last week, and you guys.
Buffalo's dominance in the AFC East is currently challenged.
Yes.
Claims and losses open the door for other teams in the AFC and even the AFC East division. Currently, our dominance is not a predicated mode of acceptance. That's kind of. Did we underestimate Miami, Mossy?
Say that again.
Did we underestimate Miami? Was there complacency?
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
It was.
Yeah, we did.
Guys fell into the trap.
It was a trap game. We went into Miami and it was a trap game, for sure.
Yep. You got.
We always play down to our opponents. We know this. It's just how it is. 2-7 Miami, 6-2 Buffalo Bills. It's just how it is.
I think it's an open conversation and not stupid, because anybody who thinks that, like, can you hear me? Everybody can hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think, if Phil, you know this, talk to the idiots on Twitter. They don't have to. This is the NFL. Not for long. They don't have to gear up for these games. They're professional athletes. They go hard every single time. The problem is there are blips and plays I can think of not running our feet when we tackle, of thinking that Joey Bosa is going to wrap him up 2 yards deep. I keep going back to Quan Jones play where you saw a gear change. You know, like Fast and the Furious, where Ja Rule's like, Monica, no, and he fucking hits that other gear. I saw gear changes today. If you're playing at max effort and you're playing as hard as you can, there are no gear changes because you're already redlining in terms of effort. I don't think we're playing at redline. Mossy, what do you think about this?
No, we were not definitely playing at redline at all. You've seen players give up, like you saw today. We saw DQ give up on a play where we thought A-Chain was wrapped up. Like, you saw it today. It was definitely a bad showing.
Well, you also have to look at this. You know, the Dolphins have been pretty close to beating you guys like regularly every year. At some point, it has to happen. It's the odds. Vegas will say you're favored by 10, but the odds, if you look at the odds of the last 6 or 7 times you guys have beaten us, at some point, it has to break towards Miami. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, at some point.
It's a lot of numbers. You want to get economical.
It's going to be today.
I don't want enough timeline. Things are going to go our way. But, like, if you want to talk Vegas, and you're a better, by the way, the sponsor, this segment's going to be sponsored by FanDuel. Use code DEW for 20% deposit enhancement. These high expectation games that are fucking certainty wins are going to be the detriment of your wallet if you're playing the money line.
Correct.
The points line. Even these are the Bills should not be the anchor leg of your parlay anymore due to some of these things that happen. And oh man, we got the big dog coming. I love this. Coach Fuller, you know him. This is my guy. We call him Almighty. Whittle 2K. The almighty Whittle 2K. You have the floor. You have the cold open. Whittle, just you. No, you're not in. Whittle, just give me something. Give me 10 seconds. I just want to hear from you because you talk off the ledge and you talk it straight.
You can't treat a divisional game in the middle of the regular season, especially in a game where you're trailing, especially when you're trailing the New England Patriots for the lead in the division. Like, we were talking one seed at the beginning of this year, and now I don't see one seed. I don't see division. I don't see it being possible. I was waiting on New England to beat a good team. They beat a good team today. So the Bills rested a ton of guys. Number one, like, that was kind of weak. You shouldn't be resting guys unless you absolutely have to. Some of those guys probably could have and should have played. Also, my issue is with the play call. I have a big issue with the play calling. I don't like the fact that we are very, very static when hello? Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't like that we're very static with our wide receivers outside of, like, whoever's in the slot. Keon ran the fastest gauntlet in the combine his draft year. I would like to see Keon in some motion. Motion from the boundary, maybe into the slot, run him on drags, run him on, shallow over routes, deep route, deep crosses, whatever. Just something to get him on the move where he's not impeded by a corner trying to press him. I also don't think that the passing concepts really make a lot of sense. A team is playing you in quarters and cover two, and you're not really running a ton of those beaters. A lot of screens and relying on run after the catch yards, and they clearly were. They clearly had in their mind to take that away today. They did an excellent job against the run, and we did not do an excellent job of stringing together a plan to attack their weakness, which was the secondary.
What do you
turnovers?
What do you think about these jet sweeps?
Bro, I don't understand it. Like,
I saw another one today. It goes for negative yards, and you do it in Atlanta. You think it's enough, right? You see it go negative. You do it on fourth down. How is it not enough? How do we not give up these jet sweeps?
What bothers me with those things is that Curtis Samuel, Khalil Shakir, and Elijah Moore have all proven at some point in their career to be able to get upfield and make plays in the passing game. Like, everywhere they've gone. I remember when we saw the Commanders a couple years ago.
Elijah Moore on field made a great play.
Yeah, I remember we played the Commanders a couple years ago, and the only receiver that I was impressed with in that game was Curtis Samuel. I said, wow, like, this team sucks, but that guy, Curtis Samuel, number one, he looks really good. Curtis Samuel, like, I mean, we've seen Curtis, like, he's played well. Elijah Moore played well for Cleveland at least 1 year. He was fine with the Jets. They don't have a quarterback. And Khalil Shakir, when he first got to the team, I don't know if it's cohesion. I just think
we're talking about like these performance-based metrics of some other time when they all weren't in the receiving room together. They're all in the same receiving room, delving and digesting the same comments. Yes, they all should be good as individuals, but to the contra, so should the Dolphins be better than they are because they're on paper. But they're all in the same room right now, and it's largely predicated on scheme, on route tree. Yes, they should be better, but cohesively, when they're all one as a unit, I see nothing to get excited about. Whittle,
the passing scheme currently stinks.
It's like
it's unimaginative. It's boring. It's static. It's really, really predictable. It's dumb. It doesn't take full advantage of the skill sets at receiver. Like, I don't understand why we're not using these guys like Moore and Samuel and Shakir downfield more, and using a guy like Keon more, in the shallow area, or like, why aren't we using him to get yards after the catch? Why aren't we giving him the football on the run?
Hitting him in stride to give him some real estate.
Yes.
To collect some upfield yards for as an opposing fan and stuff like that. Have you suffered any of these kind of headaches with the roster you have? Because on paper you should be great, and on paper our receiver room should be great, but cohesively as a all for one, it doesn't get done.
Fan, you know what I love as an opposing fan? Man, you guys thought you had it figured out when Joe Brady took the play calling. Man, it's handicapped to Josh Allen. We're not seeing Josh Allen from 2 years ago. Let this guy make some plays. And you see it every time they lose. You see it. Every single time they lose, Josh Allen is not making plays. And that's because Joe Brady is the person who is making the play calls.
But you just called for McDermott's head.
Oh, well, hey, who I'm telling you.
Gotcha, bitch.
McDermott, you got to get a new head coach, man.
All right, as we wind this. Yeah, I can't. I'm gonna fucking.
Because I'm a Dolphin.
I'm gonna destroy property that's not my own right now.
Get somebody else to make your team worse.
All right, guys, we're gonna wrap this up, but we're gonna do it a Dude Champions way. It's called the Peak in the Pit. Peak in the Pit, sponsored by Illinois Apollos. Call 716-825-3675 for the best Italian food in West New York. The Peak in the Pit is a little segment we like to do. What was the peak of what your team did well today, where you really thought we were going to end up victorious? What was the pit in your stomach that you thought it was going to flies? Coach Fuller, you played a home game today. You're playing an away game on our podcast. We want to thank you for coming on. Check him out at Coach Jim Fuller. The peak in the pit. We'll start with the peak on everybody. Coach Jim Fuller, what was the peak of Miami's performance today that you thought we did enough to collect the W?
The peak was Tua balling out in the first half, and then A-Chain balling out in the second half. I thought it was going to turn there for a second when Keon Coleman caught that fade in the corner of the end zone, and then fucking mossed Connor, our defensive back, little white boy. He's not Jason Sehorn. He is.
Sick reference.
Yeah, Jason Sehorn was a beast. But I thought the game was going to turn at that point, but it didn't. And
all right, quick, Riddle, what was the peak where you really thought we were going to collect a victory today? What we did well?
Honestly, like when you start the opening possession when you start the opening defensive series with an interception, it felt like, okay, fine. Like, all right, we're picking, the defense is picking up right where they left off last week. Let's go down here and get points, and we're in the driver's seat, and we really can, kind of put the pressure on this team and try to get out of here with a dub. Man, the pit was the James Cook fumble, man. I mean, you finally get a drive that, you finally string some plays together, and you get down the field after going 3 and out, feels like, for the entire game, and then you finally get a drive together, and he fumbles, and they get the ball back, and the ball bounced. And the thing was, like, it bounced around 4,000 times, and just right at the spot where I think that was Curtis Samuel's going to grab it. Brents pulls it in, and that's that. That was it, man. That was the point where I knew it was a wrap.
We're going to Mossy. Mossy, the peak of the pit, sponsored by Illinois Apollos. What was the peak where you thought we really could secure a W today? What was the pit in your stomach where you knew this was going to be a game that you're going to have to do a not great podcast over?
Can I say the peak is nothing? We didn't do anything particularly well, but I know. I don't know. I'll say peak is I don't know, Kincaid. Kincaid, before he got hurt, looked amazing for sure. He had 2 great passes on, I'm pretty sure, food and water down. But I'll definitely say the pit is definitely that really long drive where Josh threw that interception in the red zone. I'll throw to myself the peak.
Actually, let's go to the pick. I don't know whose dog that is in the background, but whose dog is that?
That's my dogs.
Greg. Maybe we could borrow that mentality because I didn't see any dog mentality today.
None.
I didn't see finishing plays. I didn't see inflicting your will. I saw no dogs today. That's my pit. My peak is we play next week. That's it. My pit is I have to do this podcast. My pit is hearing a dog in the background and knew immediately on the fly I had to change what I was about to say because I saw no dogs today. Saw no dogs. Whittle, you see any dogs today?
Yeah, they all had on Miami uniforms.
Man, you've been listening to the post game show for the Dude Champions. Want to thank Whittle 2K. Man, you got on that list. You got one more for us?
I do got a dog before we leave. Jordan Poyer.
Oh.
You talked all that shit after you left Miami last
I
year.
got Whittle on full screen right now just to capture that reaction.
Yep. Jordan Poyer, you talked all that shit. And the very first touchdown Miami scored, Washington schooled you, bro. He had you shook in the middle of the field. You were in position to stop that touchdown, and you stood there in concrete and did nothing. If you go back and you watch the game, and if you really want to put a loss on a defense, watch him during the game. There was 5 plays. The Washington touchdown and then the deep Jalen Waddle touchdown. He is standing in the wrong position. Thank you, Jordan Poyer. Thank you.
If you,
Right.
you can take
Bro,
it.
it's trips left. Like it's trips left. They run the slot up, and the deep corner, the deep DB that was responsible never moved. He didn't care. Like they knew what they were doing. They occupied the hook zone with the drag, and they ran the streak right in front of it.
Right.
That's just a great play call. Poyer's coming from the other side, like he's not going to make that play. And as far as like the Waddle touchdown, Max Hairston ran a 4.28. That like Poyer shouldn't have to come over there and help him. He should be able to cover Jalen Waddle. So I mean,
he should be able to.
I'm curious about the other plays that you're talking about, but yeah, I'm lost on the ones you just.
I think
mentioned.
what we have to do is we all watch the all 22.
Watch the first touchdown.
We watch the all 22 this
right
weekend.
There, just standing in the concrete.
We're gonna watch the all 22 this week. I think Whittle and I are gonna rage text each other. Coach Fuller.
Plus, I gotta throw a dig at him.
I mean, he's going to the playoffs, so
still lost today.
Right,
can't win them all.
Hey guys,
you guys are due. I'll give you that.
You are due. Hey, Mossy.
We are due. Due champions. You're right.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, Whittle, good to be seen, buddy. Coach Fuller, good to be seen. Mossy, good to be seen.
It was great coming on with you.
For the best Italian food in Western New York, Elliot Apollos, call 716-825-3675. The Lardon Construction Group.
Fubo TV, the official streaming service of Do Champions. FanDuel, the official sportsbook of Do Champions.
For all your summertime needs, beauty pools, as well as kayak pools.
CX Chronicles, your total customer solutions focused manager. W.GG, the official energy drink of Do Champions.
Hey, Sons of Erie, our artwork looks better on your walls. Hamburg Brewing, please visit our tap room on Boston State Road, Hamburg, New York. And finally,
Fat Boy Surf Club for all your surfing needs.
It's real bad, Moss. Oh, I got you some. I got soup for you to take home, Brady.
Is there a charger upstairs?
Yo, you think Ilya would be able to, if we paid for some at cost, like some,
Yeah.
what you brought to the backpack thing, like a chicken and braisy or something with noodles?
Well, they don't pay anything.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't like anything. Reed's paying for it, he said.
They're not paying.
Yeah, but Reed never paid for it.
Okay. I know. I was.
Yeah.
$13, Mom. That should be enough.
Peace. Sorry about that.